Oh, yeah.
Wait, listen. I got a proposition for you. Somebody has listened to us Jews talking about Jews, and somebody non-Jewish named Emery it wants to come in, and they believe that we are being mentally ill about Jewish people, and he wants to come in and lecture us. And so
Okay. Do they want to talk to me too?
I
Or?
think so. I think it might be fun. I mean,
Okay.
it'd be
Yeah.
two
By all
versus
means.
one.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Why are we being mentally ill about Jewish people?
You are mentally ill. What is the obsession with Jewish people in this space? Not just you, but everyone in this weirdo space, this debate pedophile space.
Well, no,
it's a weird interest in Jewish people.
Actually,
you either want to be Jewish people, you either despise Jewish people, or you are obsessed with Jewish people to the degree that you're defending Jewish people doing horrible things.
Well, I wasn't doing
Are
that.
these people doing it in the name of Judaism?
We were just talking about different types of Jews.
To be fair, I brought it up.
I've talked about Jews plenty, but so Emery, the whole internet is like super like I think it originates because of Elon Musk's Twitter, but there's like Elon Musk lifted the floodgates for like on Twitter I see so much fucking Nazi shit. Like there's a bunch of Nazis now that make a whole bunch of content that they literally self-admit. Like the thing I appreciate about them is because these guys are all honest, and I really appreciate that. But they all self-admit that they're creating Nazi propaganda by doing videos with like chat roulette or Omegle, that style thing, talking to kids and telling them, hey, do you date black men? Do you date Jews? Or are you Jewish? You should date black people. Are you black? You should date Jewish people. And like their whole race thing.
Oh, I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's fucking freaky. But I think the whole internet is.
I just find it all really funny, honestly.
I think it's funny too, but it scares me too. But I watch it because it's funny. But yeah, it's scary.
I'm taking out my frustrations on this space, but it is very because it is pretty much apparent everywhere on social media. But it's like, god damn, like, holy shit, it's like another degree. And like with you especially, Smeth, I don't know why there's this obsession with wanting to be Jewish. Like I don't understand it. Like why is everyone suddenly just so obsessed in one way?
I got a story that I started to tell you.
And I'm like the one person who's like, okay, like, all right, it's just Jewish. Okay. Like, I don't get it. What's going on? Are you guys okay?
When I was hunting for a roommate for an apartment, I met up with a guy who was very Jewish. Like, I mean, like when I say very Jewish, he looked very, very Jewish. And so when I saw him, my name is Seth, and he saw my name, and I don't even think he knew my last name yet. And he told me that I could have a really sweet deal. And he was gonna pay basically 2/3 of the rent, and he was gonna sleep on the couch, and I was gonna get his bedroom, because there wasn't another bedroom. And so he was like, and while I was interacting with him, I was like I was doing like signals, like we are part of the same thing. I was doing, and so I was like, you seem like a really great guy to me. Like I said that off the bat because I was trying to imply that I was Jewish, and that worked out for me. And so being Jewish means that I will feel connected. I did not take that deal. I would have felt like I was like really taking advantage of somebody, and I was not comfortable with that. But being Jewish, like taking advantage of the fact that I look a little Jewish because I'm Greek, which is very close geographically, like heritage wise. My nose is kind of Jewish. I don't have Jewish facial hair. There's some things about me that don't look Jewish, but my nose definitely looks Jewish. And taking advantage of that, and the fact that my name is Seth, means like I have like, there's not a lot of Greeks around, but there are a lot of Jews around. So that's why.
It feels like a needless focus, though. It's like, it feels like what happens is like there's I don't want to call it dehumanization necessarily, but it feels like there is a little bit of less like getting along and understanding that like the similarities of each person, like instead of like, does that make sense? Like you can,
I think
you can understand the similarities without feeling like, yeah, I'm Jewish too, or I'm black too, or I'm this and that too. Like I don't know. Like I've related with tons of
I
like
am
black
black.
people. I
I'm
don't
black too.
presume to myself like
yeah,
I wanna be black now.
but you related to relating to black people as a white person is different than as a black person. It just is.
Yeah,
think
but it would be the same with like just relating with Jewish people. You don't have the experience of Jewish people.
I feel like I
Can I
do
chime in
to
here?
some extent more than other people. I do have an experience as Jewish people.
What are the similarities, necessarily speaking?
People thinking that I'm Jewish.
Okay.
Also, just like Greek culture.
In a negative way, do people treat you worse for being Jewish?
Yeah. So when I was working at 7-Eleven, there was a guy that owned a landscaping business, and so I didn't notice this until like long after. But he would always he would be very dismissive towards me, and would always call me curly. And I noticed afterwards, I was like, oh wait. And it's because he thought I was Jewish. Because I don't even have that curly of hair. My hair, it like looks kind of straight now, but it is like a little like it's wavy, but it's not very curly. But he called me curly. And it's because he was picking up.
It doesn't. I'll say this: it doesn't happen very often. This is a very rare thing. So this is not me saying, "Oh, I am Spanish" or "I look Spanish." But I've had people very rarely will go up to me and be like talking to me like it'll be like a old grandmother or some shit, and they'll be like thinking that I speak Spanish because I look a tiny bit Spanish to some degree.
If you want to just become Spanish, just do it.
No, that's stupid. Because if somebody treats me
Mexican.
like I'm Spanish in a hostile manner, it's like, oh, okay, that's like a very rare occurrence.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not experiencing that kind of thing on a larger scale. That's what happened to you, basically.
It's so weird if you can like speak Spanish, but like you don't look like you would speak Spanish, and you're trying to communicate with someone, and you can't really understand what they're saying in English. So you're like, okay, I feel like we should just communicate in Spanish. But then it's like it's kind of weird because like then will they think that I actually am like Spanish?
I guess it's like this weird idea of like transracialism a little bit, or
I'm pro Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems unnecessary.
I think she's based.
Kind of strange to want to pick up like the negative aspects.
I think crossing the racial boundaries is cool and based. And I don't think what she does is racist. I just don't think like there is a racist way to do it. Yes, for sure, but it's not Rachel Dolezal. And I don't think.
Oh my god!
What?
I just thought of something.
What?
Okay, so I was actually thinking early today, like, because I'm reading this guy Ocean Vuong. I'm reading his poetry. I think like it'd be really cool to be like Filipino or Vietnamese, but I was just thinking like, why is that? And it's because there's like a lot of cultural like elements and like history around that I think are interesting. And I think what Smeth is saying is also true. Like, if you just find like Jewish people interesting or like African American culture interesting, like I don't know why we should like prevent people from celebrating that and just like saying that everyone is the same and that we shouldn't like emphasize my differences.
Yeah, my worldview means that we have to recognize that we are different, but I'm able to cross a little bit, and I'm playing with that. And like, but I don't think that everybody, like, I think that like, for instance, like your race and your body is the context of all of your actions. So like, being a white guy and fitting in at the barbecue is just different than being a black guy and fitting in at the barbecue. Like where I'm working right now, the position I'm working, it just happens to be that all of the people working around me are all black. Some of them are from Africa, some of them are African American, and like I'm getting along with them, and I'm like, oh, and I'm having this thought in my head. I'm like, oh shit, I just realized that like I'm not thinking about the fact that these people now. When I have that thought, I am thinking about the fact that they're all black and that I'm white, but by having that thought, but like all like, so like the manager who's like black, like goes over and helps like the 18-year-old black girl, and like there's a certain bond and like wanting to help and connection that I see there that I don't feel like I'm entitled to, or like or maybe I feel like I should be entitled to, but I probably won't get it, and I feel, but like I don't want to intrude on. It's just very, it's just always is the context of your race. But if I actually kind of looked black, then I would be like, hey, what about me? I would do that because that's how
like, are you gonna pick up the Jewish faith?
No, absolutely not. No, I'm more like, I'm an Einstein Jew. I'm the type of Jew. We're talking about types of Jews. I'm the type of, I'm the atheist type. I'm the intellectual Jew. Not the
You're the Steven Pinker.
Yeah.
It kind of, this kind of stuff always just gives me the vibes of like, I'm picking up like the stereotypes generally speaking, and just like, I want to be those stereotypes or the best aspects of those stereotypes, and then have some negative contributions to them to feel more Jewish or feel more black.
I'm not changing who I am. I'm just I'm playing with how people perceive me and being myself. So like I'm a pseudo intellectual, and being a pseudo intellectual Jew feels a lot more powerful than being a pseudo intellectual Greek. I feel like the context of being a pseudo intellectual Jew makes me more attractive, and so that's part of why it is attractive to me.
Why not embrace the Greek of yourself?
Because nobody cares.
Embrace your bloodline.
It's just I mean,
there's a lot of intellectual Greeks.
Okay,
right?
hit on that a little bit. Why do you want people to pay attention to you for something that you're not really?
Because it's
like
fun,
Jewish,
and
right?
I think it's a cool. I think it's a cool social experiment, and
so it's attention seeking.
I guess so. I mean, everything is attention seeking.
I agree.
Making art, making a video is attention seeking, and it's a social experiment is attention seeking. Everything that every philosopher has ever done is attention seeking. Being a human being engaging in the social web is all attention seeking. So you can always dismiss somebody. You can always
but like the thing I'm hitting on is that it's not as sincere.
Oh, so
like,
you're
trying.
So I was just saying,
embracing it
when
in
you
a sincere way.
When you
it's
say
really just like, look at me, I want to be you too.
No, it's not a look at me. It is. I'm trying to get. I'm not saying look at me. I'm going to be you too. I'm saying I'm trying to get benefits out of it. I'm trying to take advantage of people.
That's literally.
I'm trying to take
part of the look at me. I want to be you too.
No. If this was like a Jake Paul, if this was a TikTok
here's my
video,
unique position.
if this was a TikTok video and I was trying to go viral, it would be look at me. But I'm trying to. It's not that. It is. I am Jewish. Treat me like a Jew. That's different from look at me. I'm pretending to be Jewish. You're making what I'm doing. You're just saying something retarded. But
if you're not Jewish,
the point is you're trying to be dismissive.
To look at you like Jewish, it is like coming from an insincere place.
I would just ask Emery, like, are you disliking this because you think it's like antisocial? Because I think if it's like pro-social and interesting, like, what's the problem here? It seems like you have some like arbitrary, like, ethical disagreement with like what Smeth is doing, and I'm not really.
I think if you're against genderism, you should probably be against this as well. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing this.
So it is more of like an ethical.
I think it's like an ethics. So I think that you should embrace who you are instead of like what you want to be. Like I think you can relate with people.
I'm not lying though. I'm not
to be that.
I'm not. Well, I guess sometimes like I will say if I say that I'm Jewish, I'm lying. But I'm not. I think that if you are like a feminine looking man and you look like
you're not
woman,
lying to yourself, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm absolutely not lying to myself. I'm only lying to other people. But I think if you are a feminine looking man and people actually mistake you as a woman and you want to play with that. That's interesting, and why not? If you actually look like a woman and people actually mistake you for a woman, why not like get the benefits of that?
Yeah,
that's what instead of always like having to remind people that you're not. If that's how people perceive you, then like fuck it.
because you're not a. You wouldn't.
So like,
be a
what
woman.
if? So what if I actually?
You're not. You're not. You
So
wouldn't,
what if I
you
was
wouldn't be having the
actually?
same
So what?
experiences
So
as a
here's
woman.
here's
That's
here's
kind
another.
of the point. That's what you guys say. It's like that would be lying.
Here's another thought.
From your own perspective, that would be lying.
I know. I don't. I already said I already bit the bullet. But here's another example for you. Let's say that I actually I have some pigmentation defect or change in me that didn't get from my parents. For some reason, I actually look black. I have lots of pigmentation. All right, and everybody thinks I'm black, and black people come up to me and say the N-word. Do you think that I would have to always preface by telling people I'm not black, by the way? Or do you think I could play with it and take advantage or just lean into how people actually perceive me and let how people because this is the thing. I think that how people perceive you is what you are. So if people perceive you as a man, then you are a man to them in their mind. That's different. That's different from being male biologically. But in their if I look at you and I think that you are a man, to me you are a man. So if I look at you and I think that you're black, the reason that black people are disadvantaged is because people look at them, perceive them as black, and make judgments. So if people look at me, perceive me as black, and make judgments as if I am black, they're treating me as if I'm black, then why should I always have the negative side of always saying, oh, having them perceive me as black and treat me as if I'm black is negative, and then also being like, oh, I'm also not black, so you don't get any of the positives. Just so you should be able to get the positives out of how people perceive you.
Be able to get the positives and the negatives of how people perceive you.
It's just how people
even
perceive
if you're
you.
Not that.
What you are that. How people perceive how people perceive you.
Because you're not that. It's just
how people perceive you.
It's fine.
So you disagree with my statement that how people perceive you is what you are.
I think it's part, but it's not. It's not the important aspect. I'm part. I don't think it's the important aspect.
Well, then you're like I was saying before. You're trying to find ways to be dismissive.
I don't think it is.
From your own framework. From your own framework. From your own framework. I am part Jewish.
No.
Yes. Then just take back what you just said. So how people perceive you is not part of what you are.
Wait, hold on. How people perceive you is not who you are.
Not part of who you are.
Because you said it was part of it, but not the whole thing. So Smeth is saying if people perceive him as Jewish, then he must, by your definition, be part Jewish.
It's part of who I am. It's not the whole of who I am, but it's part of who I am.
But I think really what Emery means
I'm getting into the autistic specifics of your actual bloodline.
Well, yeah, but if we don't,
you're not actually Jewish by that point. No.
Okay, but
that's what I mean.
But I know that is one way that you can define a person. But I'm saying that socially, if people treat you as if you are Jewish, if people treat you as if you're black, if people treat you as if you're retarded. If you look like you have Down syndrome and everybody thinks you have Down syndrome and treats you as such, that's part of who you are because everybody's going to treat you that way. That's your reality. So part of my reality is sometimes people treat me like I'm Jewish. That's part of my reality that I live in.
Yeah, it doesn't make you Jewish.
Wait, I have a question, Emery.
Then
so
Mr. Girl isn't Jewish. He's not even Jewish by the definition of Jews. He's not.
Isn't it part of his bloodline or whatever, right?
Yeah, but Jews define Jews as
only if your mother.
And his mother wasn't Jewish, so he's not Jewish.
Yeah.
Wait, who is Jewish in his family that makes him part Jewish?
His dad.
Okay, so he's Jewish.
No, Jews define Jews as people whose mother is Jewish, and his mother is not Jewish, so he doesn't get to be a Jew anymore.
No, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Well, you have just some idiosyncratic, way to
No, the way I view it is if anyone in your bloodline, especially your parents, is Jewish, you're Jewish.
Okay, so you take more of the Nazi approach.
Because the mother was white, and the father was black, just because the mother was white.
How many generations back would you put them in the camps?
I mean,
sorry,
generations
that was a bad
back.
joke.
I don't know.
But never mind. But I have a question. So what about things that there is like a truth of the matter, but things that you can't yourself even know? Like a lot of people will say that I'm autistic, but I don't think I'm autistic. But
I perceive you
just, like,
as I perceive you in a similar way to how I perceive autistic people.
yeah, but does that mean I can just like say retard then, even if I myself don't think I'm autistic?
I don't even think autistic people are retarded unless you're like, like there's autistic people that this is what I the word retard is whatever. Continue. There's autistic people that just aren't retarded. You know what I mean? They're just not.
Okay, so I'd have to be like a retarded autistic.
Yeah, you'd have to be a retarded autistic person. Yes.
It's like like here's like the kind of distinction that I'm making is that somebody would say I'm a woman, right? And then it's like the distinction between gender and sex is that I would say, okay, you're a woman, but you're not like a female. You're like clearly that's not your sex. So if somebody like perceives you as like Jewish, it's like, okay, like I mean, you're gonna treat me like I'm Jewish a little bit, like in good ways or bad ways, but that's not really part of my bloodline or anything. Like I don't really,
I feel like
relate with any of that
Emery,
on any other deeper meaningful level. Like
Earlier, Emery, you were saying that like people should not put so much importance on like, oh, you're Jewish, you're black, like everyone is similar. But now it seems like you almost care more about the bloodline and the physical qualities.
What I'm saying is that you shouldn't care to the extent to where you have to feel like, oh, I want to be this so badly.
You just don't want me to want to be. You just don't want me to.
Even though like
you just don't want me to want to be Jewish.
Distinction, like.
So there's no meaningful distinction between a Jew and a non-Jew, and I think that there is. I think that people think you're Jewish, they're gonna treat you different. And since people do think I'm Jewish, sometimes they're gonna treat me different. And so because I look a little Jewish, if I tell people I'm Jewish, they're gonna treat me different. It's just a fact. These are all facts.
Yeah, no. You're not Jewish, though.
What is wrong about?
Not Jewish.
Yeah, but what about those things I just said is not a fucking fact?
It's because you just wait. If I go outside, right, I'm clearly white, and then somebody treats me like I'm black or whatever, when I'm clearly not black, I have no relation to it at all.
You're saying that I'm clearly not Jewish.
That doesn't make me black.
But you're just implying that I'm clearly not Jewish, but that's not the case. People think that I'm Jewish.
I'm clearly not Spanish, but people have thought I'm Spanish.
Well, then you're clearly not Spanish. Like, clearly you do look a little Spanish then.
Wait, Emery, I think you should read Black Like Me.
Wait, people have also thought I was Jewish as well. Does that mean I get to proclaim I'm Jewish now? No, I don't think so.
A little bit. Depending on frequency,
because I have no relation to it. I don't associate myself with it at all.
Okay, then you don't. Yeah, well, nothing. I'm choosing to actually go down that path, and you're choosing not to, and you think it's cringe that I'm doing it.
Yes, you're doing it for attention seeking.
No,
you're doing
every single social thing that you can do. Yeah. Every single social behavior you can do can be dismissed as attention seeking. You know that, right? Like, you calling into this show is attention seeking. It's definitely attention seeking. Well, then
it's not the end of the world that it's attention seeking, but it is.
But why is it the end of the world that I'm attention seeking when I'm doing something you don't like, and why is it not the end of the world when I'm not? I don't think it's the end of the world.
I just think it's cringe. I'm just telling you right now.
So yeah, you just don't like it. You just don't like it. It's not that it's attention seeking. It's because it's not that your attention. It's not that I'm attention seeking. It's just because you don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's
what I did. I directly said that because it's cringe. Yes.
Yeah.
It's bad because it's cringe, and it's cringe because it's bad.
Well, that's fine. Well, that's how he feels. That's fine. There's no like a factor like I understand that it's gonna be cringe to people.
Wait, Emery, you know people can like turn into Jews or whatever it's called. What's it called when you change religion? Convert?
I asked Smeth, is he willing to do that?
Yeah,
he said,
but like
no,
if Smeth converted, would you be chill about it?
No.
No.
No?
He's not Jewish. He's not turning into. He's not doing the whole religion and everything like that. No.
What if he did do it?
then he would be a Jew. In the faith, at least.
Okay, at least you're consistent.
In the very least, in the faith, yes.
Well, I have no faith in anything. I have faith in the fact that I'm going to die. I need more people to fucking call in, okay? We've been talking to you guys. It's been great. And I'm talking to two
I can leave now.
No, but I don't have more callers. Wait, do I? Emery, any last words?
On the Jewish people.
Did you have anything else? What?
No more. Everyone needs to just take 10 years to stop talking about Jewish people.
I think that you hate Jewish people.
No, why do you think that?
Because like they exist and you don't want them to exist.
No, I'm tired of everyone's weird obsession with them, both on the like a total unnecessary hatred.
What can I say? We're very
weird obsession with them.
We're very appealing.
Offending monstrous things.
We're very appealing people. There's a lot to be obsessed with. Emery, there's a lot to be obsessed with us Jews.
Not really.
Well, you're obsessed with people being obsessed with us.
I am. I'm very frank with that. Yes. Oh, also, don't say us. Like you're not part of it.
No, you don't get to say that I'm not part of it.
No, little bro, you're not part of it.
You're not even Jewish. You don't get to say that.
You're not Jewish, Smeth.
I've gotten the green light from more Jews than not.
Wait, what religion did you start off as, or were you always atheist?
From the moment that I was born, from the first memory that I ever had, actually, not the moment I was born, but first memory I ever had, I cannot remember ever believing in Santa. I cannot remember ever believing in God. I cannot remember ever believing in anything, so nothing. I went to Sunday school. We went to church a couple times. I don't know, like normal, whatever, Christian, whatever. I mean, I'm Greek. I've never been to a Greek church. I've thought about going to a Greek church for the food. I thought about going to the Greek church and being like, hey guys, I'm Greek. What are you gonna give me? But you know what? I can't do that because I'll have to pay money to do that. They make you pay money to join a Greek church.
Here's part of the thing that unnerves me about people who do stuff like this. It's very unnerving because I'm just white. I was raised just white. I don't have any super cultural thing that I'm attached to. Nothing of the sort. Very plain. I was raised Christian, but
you're a little bit Spanish. You're a little bit Spanish. You're a little bit Jewish.
Yeah, no, not at all. Jewish. No, I can't relate with any of that. The closest thing I could relate with is, black people to some degree, but I don't pretend to be black. I had a lot of black friends, but I'm not black.
What are black people?
A lot of white friends. I had a lot of Mexican friends. I had a lot of different variations.
Why do black people like you, Emery? Why do black people like you?
I'm a very nice guy.
In a black way.
I like black music. I like black culture.
So you're nice. You're nice in a black way. Are you nice in a black way?
I'm just a sane human being who's very polite with people.
I was just talking about earlier how I got some really great advice about being on the job from my black coworkers. Black women, apparently I think this is a thing that comes from black women. Like being on your computer in like being at the service desk, you're on your computer, you pop up a jigsaw puzzle, and using the visual part of your brain, doing a jigsaw puzzle makes time go way faster. Yeah. And nobody thinks that you're playing a game because it looks like icons. So you can get away with doing a jigsaw puzzle while at work. And I was like, and they taught me this, and like they're like, oh, you don't know about that? You don't know that? And it's like, oh, this is just like a black thing. That's what I felt like it was.
Never friends with a lot of Asians, but Asian people were cool. I like their culture. The cool culture.
The Asian culture. Asia's
Asian culture is very nice. Yeah. People unironically also, this is very rare as well. I don't even understand how it happens, but they're like, you're PFP, it looks like you're a fucking a white Muslim dude or some shit like that just because of the beard and stuff like that. It's very odd. That's very odd too.
It's very that shame on them for thinking that.
Yeah, it's very odd. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You can't possibly understand it.
No, I can't.
That
I can't understand you guys.
Nobody should ever think. Wild. Nobody should ever think that you're anything but just white.
Yeah, I mean it's very
just
transparent.
White.
Very transparently
except
white.
Except to some people.
Yeah, except to some people, which is delusional
fucking
thinking in my mind.
Crazy fucking people.
Yeah, they're fucking wild to me. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, bro, like, what the fuck you want? What do you want from me? You know, what do you want?
All right, okay. I guess I gotta do like a little bit of a solo show for a little bit, and unless I have any more callers, that is the last one. I mean, do you have anything other to say?
Okay, let me end it off this way.
Finish me
off, At the end of the day, I accept transracialism. I accept transgenderism. I just think transracialism is a little bit more complex and a little bit more cringe, and seems unnecessary, more unnecessary than transgenderism. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I believe these things are real, but I don't understand that trans racialism very well. I can't relate with it.
I mean, you can though. You just said that you could.
No, I actually can't. Just because somebody sees me as something doesn't mean I can relate with the idea of being that. Or think that I'm that.
All right. Well, I guess we just define what people like. You have a more platonic form way of seeing things, but there's a fact of the matter of what you are, and I think that race is all. I think that race is actually made up, and it's a social construct. Way more. Way more than gender is a social construct. Race is way more of a social construct.
I agree with that too.
So yeah. I actually agree with transracialism way more than I agree with transgenderism.
Yeah, I just think there's like a lot more of a fact of the matter of how they're going to treat you when it comes down to it with transracialism. Like, I'm going to look at you, and I'm never going to assume Jewish first.
I
think most people
always
will not.
Jewish first.
I think 90% will not think of you as Jewish first.
I'm a Jewish first kind of guy.
And that's just a fact of the matter. That's just a fact of the matter, Smith.
It is.
It'd be like saying like a man who identifies as a woman but does no indicators to look like a woman or pass as a woman. Do not be surprised when people immediately just misgender you. It's as simple as that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I gotta go.
Okay?
I gotta just. Right. I guess just talk to the chat. Someone in my chat. Okay. All right. Nice talking to you. All right. Someone in my chat just said, I had a fantasy when I was a kid that I would go inside of a machine that would make me Asian. I don't know. I thought they looked cool, and I was also kind of autistically obsessed with China for a period. Interesting. You think you're turning Japanese, but you think you're turning Chinese. I think I'm turning Chinese. I think I'm turning Chinese. I really think so. Fuck it. Race is just breaking down the walls of race makes so much more sense than breaking down the walls of gender, because gender is a approximation of sex, which sex is real. Race, the differences between races are, I'm not a race realist. I think there are some like different skin color. Like I heard like black people have like slightly higher bone density. But I don't think that there are a lot of actual distinctions. So while there are a lot of real distinctions between sexes, I don't think there's a lot of distinctions. So fuck it. Just destroy these fucking boundaries. Destroy it. Fuck it. And as long as we perceive people as different, then race will exist. So people with different skin color, people that look different, we will perceive them differently. We will judge them based on how we associate people that look like that. There will always be that. Even if everybody was white, you would still see, people that look like that, I have that judgment because my experiences of people that look like that made me think of that. Just like, you get a bad, there's been a moment in your life when you've gotten a bad impression of somebody named a certain thing, like maybe Megan, because you were in 8th grade, you had a rival named Megan and you hated her guts, and then you, as an adult, you meet someone named Megan and you're like, oh, and it kind of brings back that memory a little bit. Just the same thing. And while you can work through it and you can like, whatever, your name's Megan, whatever, but it just happens. Clark Hunt says, I support your transition. Thank you.